Good morning. We are in Fiji and we are doing some maintenance. Had some issues, wind vane, autopilots, all of them playing up, so we're doing some running maintenance to keep these things working until we can get back to New Zealand. So I've got the wheel off, I've got the little EVO 100 off and giving it a clean because it was catching. It's only something I really use to do short passages with. It's sort of a backup. I have this other autopilot here, which is the main autopilot, and then I have a wind vane down the back. But the wind vane had been getting sticky, so it's obviously salt getting in there, and so I need to clean out the salt, and I've been soaking everything in vinegar to try and break it down. And I've got some blocks that were getting sticky or jammed with salt, so soaking those in vinegar, trying to break that down. Let me show you where we're at. Alright, so this is the EVO 100. It's a wheelpilot, and if I'm truly honest, I think they're crap. But they do a good job. Like, they do hold a course, but they break, and they don't. They're not really suited to a boat this size, and you certainly couldn't rely on it for anything over about 30 foot, I don't think. But they do an okay course for motoring, I find. When it's flat and motoring, I just turn this thing on and it uses bugger all amps and plods away all day. As I was pulling it apart, this little copper bush or rivet broke, so I need to glue that back in. And I'm using some epi glue. This stuff is fantastic. Putting a bit of silicone lube on the bearing traces. And I've been cleaning up, everything in here, which is sort of the belt and all these little pieces that slide. Cleaning the bearings that are covered in grime. So just giving it a bit of a once over. But that's where I'm at the moment. So where are we at? We've just glued that up. I'm gonna have to let it harden, probably 12-16 hours before it goes off. Once it goes hard, I'll drill it out and then give it a clean up with some wet and dry and put it all back together. Alright, putting back together the EVO 100 is a fucking pain in the ass. This is a not child friendly video because this is not a child friendly activity. So all the bearings in the bottom with this doobie what's it in, and then I feed one of these bearing traces on, just slowly pulling the bearings up until I slide it up, and I've got one on, and I'll slide that all the way to the top, and then I will get to the next one, and I'll do the next one. And there's a couple of YouTube videos that do this shit a lot better than me, but basically I'm doing one, and then the next one, and the next one, and I'll get back to you in a minute, so I'm out of hands. Got them all in. Whatever you do, don't lift the sucker up, because they all pop out, and it's a pain in the ass. Just got to get the belt on now. Alright, I have to turn off my music, otherwise YouTube fucks me every time. But here we go. So, got the trace in, put the belt on. So the easiest way to get the belt on is to take these little suckers off, and then put the belt on, get it over here, and then slide these little suckers back in. Now I'll put a bit of silicone spray lube. Don't know whether that's going to bite me on the arse or not, but this thing's been catching, and it's been really annoying. I think it's a combination of salt and a bit of grime from when the boat's been in the boatyard. So I've cleaned this thing thoroughly. Now I'm repairing the piece that broke. It's always something that breaks, isn't it? It's fucking annoying as shit. But so it'll be 12 hours for that to dry. Give it a clean up, get it back on, put the wheel back together. At the moment I'm still working on the wind vane, and I've got another autopilot that's been giving me a little bit of grief as well. Autopilots, love-hate relationship with those fucking things. Anyway, shitty day here in Fiji, so I have nothing better to do than fix stuff. That's our little repair. It's not too bad, doesn't look too shabby. So I think that will work. Seems pretty smooth. I'm going to put it all back together. Well, it is another day, and I'm just finishing off the EVO 100. So we've got it back together. I use this little grinding piece to take out the glue. Slipped it back in, 2 screws. Now we're onto the motor, and putting the motor back onto the gearbox, and then we're pretty much done. So, a bit of sand there. A little bit moisture in there yesterday, so I thought can't hurt. Yeah, so you can buy these motors and gearboxes, and you can buy them as aftermarket and replace them. I carry a spare motor with me. Haven't had to replace it on this. But yeah, that's the unit back together. My only tip is if you're going to service one of these, clean it, pull it apart, take the bloody thing off the wheel. That way you won't lose all the ball bearings. Take it off the wheel and then pull it apart on a surface, and you've got 21 ball bearings, and when you're putting them back into the traces it's a pain in the arse, but at least you have them all. I had them all over the cockpit floor, which was a challenge to get back, but we did. So yeah, all back together. It's lubricated, cleaned, and should be going. And at the moment I'm also working on the some blocks. I've got some blocks at the back of the mizzen that I also use for winching up my dinghy that are all seized up, so I'm giving those a good clean out. My wind vane was a bit dirty and crungy, so I'm giving that a bit of a lube up, trying to make it a bit more serviceable. Putting some lube into the pedestal gears to give them a bit of a lube up. You know, gave this a bit of a clean up. I actually like to pull it apart and have a look at that, because it's been giving me a few little challenges. So I couldn't find anything on the net about sometimes it just turns itself off. Don't know why. It's always at the most inconvenient time. So it could be a software, it could be a hardware, and it could be moisture in the board somewhere. So yeah, I was thinking about pulling it apart and opening it up and maybe spraying it with CRC so to get rid of any moisture, and then maybe putting it back together. But I've just got a fair way to go home, and most of the time it works. So if I pull it apart, I could completely screw it. I have to think about that more. But yeah, everything else needs a service to work properly, and we're working our way through that. Fiona is just off on her bike with a couple of gas cylinders up to Fiji Gas, about 5 k's from here, to fill up some gas. Gets her bike ride in as well, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just going to plod away and work on some winches, change a few bits and pieces that need to be changed, and keep servicing stuff that needs to be serviced. Probably going to try and put some grease into some of the steering components that have grease nipples. We've had a fair workout in the last 6 months. So yeah, I just re-grease the drive shaft bearing, put a bit of extra grease into my stern gland, which is a grease gland, which I quite like actually. It's pretty simple, not much goes wrong. And then I've got to actually do an oil change as well, so I'm due for an oil change. So I'm going to do that while I'm here in Savisava on a mooring. Don't have to worry about too much on a mooring. And yeah, that's my day.